Yeah. Yeah.
What we talking about? Feelings family, how you guys doing today? If you're new to my channel, my name is Crystal, and I hope you stay. And if you do, welcome to the family, and welcome back if you just got here. Now, first of all, I want to say thank you to those who watched the video that I posted yesterday. It was really random, as you can see. It was just really random because I was very irritated. But I'm always concerned if I'm going too far when we deal in subjects like the DV. And I never do a video. I never watch someone else's video before doing my own. So I always take that risk. But I also want to know how somebody else is feeling. So I have favorites that I watch. And as you guys know, Auntie is one of my favorites. I value and like her damn opinion. Because most times we think in the same way. And she feeling the same way. You know, she's feeling like this girl is a wicked ass son of a bitch, and she play games and she's dangerous. She said more than I said about her ass. But she also said they could be beating each other's asses. But the problem that I had, because I watch, I read, I go through and skim in the comments because I want to make sure that I'm not pissing someone off to the point where even if I don't feel I need to apologize, I will say something because I'm not trying to ruffle anyone's feathers. This is just how I feel about a certain situation. And the reason that is, they've been on damn, like I said, internet every day since they started this show. Every day they are totally live whores. All of them. They're all attention seekers. They're trying to get their bag and they're trying to stay relevant. Just like Auntie said and a lot of other people said. They just trying to stay relevant, but ain't nobody mad at that. But don't come over here playing about the DV shit. I saw how she choked the entire fuck out of Derek. Even if they did get into a fight, I can't say, just because she big and he little, don't mean he can't whoop her ass. But come on, people.
Why do you think I'm playing with you?
I don't see it. I sat there and listened to, when I'm driving, going seeing clients, I listen to Auntie. She's long enough for me to travel back and forth. And, just listening to all the shit that Monique had to say, she got a little bunch of hoes and forgetting the shit she's saying. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. I just wanted to thank you for your comments, and I will be answering them soon. Let's get into my pitiful DV real life story. I wish I could show you some. I gotta try to find some pictures after I do this damn video, so you could just kind of see some of the shit. And I don't want to be too graphic, you guys. This is YouTube, and there's a lot of shit that I start talking about. I don't want to go into a whole bunch of horrifying details. There's certain things that I can't say, but read between my words and you'll know exactly what the hell I'm talking about, okay? You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So we left off with me moving out of my grandmama's house with her telling me he gonna keep you pregnant and beat on you. Like I said, those words. I just wish you would have taught me a little bit more about relationships. Church people, they don't teach you shit. They just want you to read the Bible and know Jesus. But they don't tell you about life. They don't tell you shit. My grandmother, they didn't tell me nothing. So I'm just out here being raised, like I said, by this nigga. So when I moved with the donor, that's his name. My oldest son was 2. My baby was about 7 months. And I moved my dumb ass into a studio, child. This studio didn't even have carpet. I just wanted to get the hell out of the house so I could go out there and do a bunch of dumb shit and act grown and shit, because I figured if you lived on your own with a little nigga who ain't got nothing going on, no job or nothing, that you on some grown shit, right? That's what I wanted to do, so he can stay in the house and I wanted to be grown, okay? I was 19 years old. Now, when I got into the studio, the whole hitting thing hadn't really started up just yet, okay? Now, this is what we did. Like I said, I didn't do shit anymore. After my first baby, like when we had our first child, we would go to the park, we would go to concerts, we would still do things. But once I had that second baby with this whole crack era that came in and him just being nothing but crackhead and thief, we both were. I wasn't a thief though. I can't just exclude myself from the shit. His job was, because he didn't have a job, he had an outfit, okay? It was, I'm gonna steal your shit outfit. It was this blue bomber jacket, dark blue, black clothes, shit like that. He put that shit on every night because that was his job. Y'all, I'm not making this shit up. God shoot me. He would every night, by the time it got dark, he put on these clothes and he go out stealing, going to get crack money, okay? Because we would get high at night. The one thing I can say, anybody can say, and this don't make me, I'm not trying to make myself look good in any way, shape, or form, but I don't want you guys to get the picture of me sitting in the house smoking crack, blowing crack smoke up time my baby's faces. It wasn't nothing like that. So here it is. Like I said, I wasn't doing anything, and I didn't go anywhere. I didn't hang out with my friends anymore. I was just kind of, it starts with that whole isolation thing. But when you're a child, you don't realize the shit is happening. But the shit is happening. Now that I'm an adult, you get to think about shit. So like I said, we're just, I think I'm living my best life. I was pretty responsible with my little welfare money that I got on the 1st and the 15th when I got my little check that he sat there and waited for. I made sure I paid my rent. I went grocery shopping. I paid whatever bills I had to pay. I would give some money to my grandmother or his money to hold for just whatever. I would make sure I had shit, make sure my kids was good, and whatever little money left over, we buy a little bit of crack with that. Okay, would be like $50 or whatever. And then of course, like everybody else, you remember the Monopoly food stamp money. There was this little taco shop that would take your, that you could sell some of your food stamps. So just doing the little trifling ass shit like that. So like I said, he would go out and get his little dope money. He'd go steal. That was his job, going around stealing people's shit in the neighborhood and then selling like car stereos. That was back in the day where you could just jack a nigga's car stereo. So he's car stereo thief or whatever was in your car thief. He was taking the shit, period. And we was go smoking. Now it's so fucked up because I can never forget any of my trauma, anything, because I drive past that damn first apartment I was in every day going to work, and have been for 21 years. I have to get on this freeway and it's right there all the time. At first that shit used to be some triggering shit for me. I would just like freak out, but it was just like, So we finally moved into a 1-bedroom that was within the same apartment unit. Now everybody in these apartment units was crackheads. Okay, some of it was people I went to school with. I'm sorry, it wasn't a big building, but I moved into this 1-bedroom apartment, and that's when the shit started to change. This particular apartment had a lock that you would lock with the key from the inside. Okay, I'm only going to talk about maybe 2 or 3 of the worst DVs that I had to go with him, and I'm just going to move on from that because I don't want to hold you guys too long, and I don't want to be triggering everybody. It was just a lot. So the first time he really, really beat my ass, well, let me tell you, it started off before he did the one thing. We were coming from his mom's house because we didn't have a car at that time. So we're walking from his mom's house. I had my babies in the stroller. I had a double stroller. I'll never forget this. I'm on National Avenue. We're waiting at the light. This dude in the lowrider drives. He's looking at me. I'm not even paying attention to that. He's looking at me. He, the donor, has a moment and he just slaps me, like right there, just slaps the shit out of me. And that was the type of shit he would do. He would slap me. He would punch me in my head if I wasn't doing something because it didn't like leave marks and shit. But one night the shit just got too fucking bad. So it was one night we sitting up, the kids were asleep, my oldest son was home, and my 2 babies I only had the 2 babies, so because sometimes they would be either with his mom or staying at my grandmother's house, especially on the 1st and the 15th. This particular night, and this had to be on the 1st or the 15th, okay, that's why I keep saying that shit. And like I said, I pay my bills, do everything, I ain't trying to be, I was responsible that way. And I also gave his mom, I remember so clear, I gave his mom money for, I can't remember what it was. I don't know if it was like my gas and electric bill or if it was just, I don't know, but I gave her some money to hold. I didn't want to keep it because if I did, and he would be just like trying to smoke this shit up, and I wasn't like I really didn't even like crack like that, but I had no life, you guys. So I felt like that was my only fucking source of entertainment. Like seriously, when I think about it now, back then, that was like my only source. I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't do anything. I never myself went out and purchased this. This was shit that he would purchase. I wasn't allowed to go anywhere unless his ass was with me. That's how my life was. I was already in a prison. But this is what I asked for. I wanted to move out and be a grown-ass motherfucker, you know? So it's about, I want to say, 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. We up. That last hit is gone. So now he looking at me talking about call, let's go over to his mama's house at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning and go get that money so we can buy some more crack. But I refused to do it. And baby, that was the first time. I'm going to tell you right now, and this is why I was so mad at me talking about she got punched in the face. He punched me in my face, and I'm going to tell you now, you do see stars when somebody hits you in the face. He punched me in my eye. My eye was out here right now. Today my left eye is fucked up. If I try close this eye and look, it's just messed up. And if you really look closely at my face, you will see the lag in this eye. There's a bone here, like it's different. Just like putting on my makeup or doing my eyebrows, I have to, you know, kind of like move or shit so it will almost look not fucked up. Maybe, you know, maybe I noticed this shit. Now what I can tell you, my eye was a lot worse than what we're looking at right now. My whole side of the face, like my eye was a lot bigger than what you see. I remember, because that was a long time ago, y'all. Of course I didn't go anywhere, and I was used to going, at least we would go, my grandmother and the guys, it was used to us coming over at least once a week or something like that. But maybe that was actually one of the last times. That's how I end up moving out of that house. But before that, there was this Christmas, it was Christmas Day or something, and I can't remember what he was pissed at me about, but he choked me to the point where I lost consciousness. Grabbed me by my hair, dragging me, like he just did a lot of awful things to me. And to this day, like, I don't like this man. I won't use the word hate, but let's just say I don't like him, because he's still the same nigga. So what's there to like? But anyway, let's get off that. Few of these things, my oldest kid, who he remembers some of this. You think your kids don't remember, and at this time, I think my oldest son was like 3, but he remembers. When we talk now, because our relationship is we're still building our relationship. He just remembers so much, and he's so angry, and he feels so cheated. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. With this last one, with that whole eye thing, this was the 80s, and I think those of you who are in your 50s like myself, before OJ did what he did, they didn't give a shit about DV. If something was happening at your house, the police would show up. They would, like, you know, tell people just like, go, you leave or you leave. They wasn't taking people to jail. It was just different. There was really no protection for a 18, 19-year-old girl back then. There was no protection for me. The police didn't give a shit. And most of the time, I didn't have a phone. The police didn't know this shit was happening. Like, they just did not know. And something just popped in my head with Monique. You know, Monique said, you know, she didn't tell anyone. You know, she didn't want to tell anyone. And I'm getting off track a little bit, but that's why I'm confused. It's like you don't want to tell anyone, but yet you're on the internet and on lives every day. You just don't give me, this person choked, smothered me. You just don't seem too scared, too bothered. I don't know, and maybe that's just me talking. I'm just saying, it just really rubbed me the wrong way, because I'm like, girl, ain't nobody hit you in your eye, but I need to fucking hit you in your damn eye. Anyway, one day, I'm sitting at home, and I'm leaving a lot of shit out, because a lot of stuff happened while I was living like in this apartment, but I think you guys have the gist of it. We don't need to go over a whole bunch of war stories. I could just tell you now, or anybody young thinking they just gonna get out there and move out with they dude who's already a jealous motherfucker, don't do it, because it's not gonna work out for you. Whether you was my age, young, this is happening to older women too. Don't do it, and don't fuck with a nigga who accessorize. Most people who accessorize, if all they shit match, they got issues. Now, knowing what I know now, and knowing that my mom knows all this shit now, if I can go back, you guys, I would have told my mama. And I know exactly what my mama would have did. She probably would have tried to hurt him. I'm pretty sure she would have. But she would have packed me and my 2 little kids, and she would have took me to LA with her. That's exactly what my mother would have did. She would have said, when he I'm packing you and I'm taking you. Or she would have had some of her friends come with me and pack me and take me, but she was taking me. But the one thing about the whole DV, you're always scared they're going to come get you or find you, and that's the shit that's in your head. And Monique, I don't think he was going through that. I don't think he was going to hunt you down and try to just do some other weird shit to your punk ass. So anyway, after his grandmother, who he was raised by, she came to the house, and I didn't want to open the door. I was trying to make the kids be quiet because I had this, my eye, like my face was messed up. My eye was closed. It took years for that red spot, blood spot, to go away in my eyes. I'm telling you, it just literally went away maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. But I didn't want to open the door, so I opened the door, and she was pissed. She was pissed off. Now, at this time, I was telling you guys about my best friends that I had in high school. These were my best friends from middle school to high school. We stayed friends the whole time. So one of my friends, she was same age as myself, and she was dating or going out with the donor's brother, who was older. So here she is, 15, 16. This dude's like 24, 25. Difference between she and I is her mother did not give a fuck about what she did, which is so sad because, you know, she ended up making it good in life. So just don't count all those out. Everybody that have a whole bad upbringing and shit don't always mean they gonna turn out fucked up, because she was a very smart girl and she was determined to do something different, and she did it. So I respect old girl for that. But anyway, they lived in a house in front of the donor's grandmother. She had a house in the back, and she was taking care of her aunt and her grandmother and brother in the front house. Anyway, long story short, people died. My best friend and the donor's brother was living in this house. Everybody, like I said, was on crack. Now, the donor's brother had it going on. Back then, it was lowriders, turf trucks. He had all this shit, okay? He was a weed dealer, had a decent little job and shit. But he decided, I think I'm going to get into the business of selling crack. Became his own best dealer. Next thing you know, he a crackhead. And he threw my girlfriend out in Front Street butt naked with no clothes on. She moved out. He moved to the back. And that's how I got to the front. So we don't make a whole long story. So I end up moving into the front house of his grandmother, which I thought was a great idea. First of all, my kids in a house, it was fenced, they could play like it was, and actually the abuse stopped there. When I got there, yeah, it wasn't too many more hits after that. One more after that, but like I said, don't want to get ahead of myself.
When I got out of rehab, people, I couldn't even watch this damn movie because it was too close to home, especially that booth scene when he started hitting on her and choking her. I had a little panic attack. I started crying. I cut that shit off, and I seriously didn't watch that movie till 2 or 3 years later when I was able to like really handle it. I couldn't take it, girl.
DV is a serious issue, and I don't like it when people make shit up. We have that shit happening all the time when women are just coming out saying shit, and then the shit didn't happen because they scorned and they pissed off. But one thing about when you're young, what happened to me, and I have to bring this up because it made me think about the people who've been assaulted. That night I got punched in my face. they want to tell you they're sorry, and they think that all of a sudden you want to lay with them. Go read between the lines. You think I really wanted to do that? Do you think I really wanted to do that? And that's why I think years later, women come back and they say, oh my God, I was SA'd, you know, because when you're young like that, speaking for myself, you don't think of it as that because you're with this person, and if this is your girlfriend, boyfriend, you know, who's gonna, you know, he's supposed to be able to just do that to you even when you don't want it. So with that being said, now I really think about, especially going over my story again, women who come up when I go, damn, why did you wait so long? Well, sometimes you just don't fucking know until later in life that certain shit that happened to you was the wrong shit. You know, it was the wrong shit. But anyway, I'm going to end my story there. I don't know what I'm going to come back with and where I'm going to start it off. Yeah, I know exactly where I'll start it off. Because I don't want to stay on my shit too long, because I got to tell you, sometimes it kind of like do little shit to me and I get a little moody and shit. Because it make me think about a whole lot of shit. You know, I'm good and all, but you know, just saying. But anyway, y'all, I will see you guys with something else. And you know what? I'm so sorry. The video that I did before this last one, it was pre-recorded, so I didn't get to say Happy Mother's Day to all you guys. Happy belated Mother's Day to all my babies out there. Hope you guys had a wonderful time. As for myself, I had a great time. Thank you guys for being such a big support and giving a shit about what I have to say. I'm still humbled by that people like click in to watch what the hell come out of my mouth. I'm very humbled by that, and I appreciate you all. You guys be safe. God bless. Don't be an asshole. Bye.